Yo, this is KINGEARNER coming to you guys live and direct. First and foremost, make sure you do what? Go follow me at Instagram at KINGEARNER and a number 1. When you get there, I need for you to make sure that you check out the link that I have there now. But tonight at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be having a special link there. I have partnered up with an honorable corporation that I'm not going to mention the name of them right now, but they have that honorable CMOS. They just have it so much that it's like, yo, KINGEARNER, this is an honorable opportunity to help myself and the world get what you really supposed to have when it comes down to any of these honorable herbs that Allah has gave the creation for us to get, So, like cultivation, we should be honored by God, man. We should be honored that it grows, because without it, man, a lot of the sicknesses and things that we have going on won't be correct. But tonight, I want to speak on mannerism. I want to speak on a home. We're speaking on a home where we're in mannerism, but we're on the fact that family has to have these understandings, these different laws and these different rules amongst themselves before the child steps out in the street. Now, I say that because your child has to have that love in their heart. And they have to also have the understanding that they can't go in a negative form just for, general purposes. You can't just do this, So they have to know when to turn it on, when to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that in the homes, what happens is it's a lot of betrayal going on. Family usually turn against one another, And I'm speaking of in the home. So who's ever in your home, I don't care if it's your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, whoever it is, if it's your family and you guys live together, then this is understanding. And family, parents, I need for you to pay attention. When I was younger, my grandmother used to give me understanding. What goes on in the home stays in the home. So to this day, there's a lot of people that don't know a lot of personal things that went on in my home with my grandparents. There's a lot of individuals also who would never get an understanding or never know, because at the end of the day, I'm going to always honor that law. I'm going to always respect that because my grandmother told me that. And that's where my principle came in with not giving people information of anything that I seen, because my grandmother always told me, like, whatever you see is not your business all the time. It has nothing to do with you. It's not your business. Mind your business. And whatever goes on in the home stays in the home. So let's talk about our community and what we have going on in our community and what we have going on in the homes. In our community, in the homes, we have drug use. We have drug selling. We have drug abuse to a further extent than just regular drug use. And we have a lot of things going on that the children are seeing that they shouldn't. And that parents that are getting high, that are doing negative things like selling drugs, you should sit your child down and give them some type of explanation. Sit the oldest one or the youngest one, whichever one is the smartest, because never forget that age don't mean nothing with these kids, man. The smallest one could pick up the most. And you need to give them some understanding of why you do some of the things you do. This is your family. This is your blood. They should know this. And, if you're on drugs, you should try to remove yourself from doing that, because it's hurting your child. Because whatever your child see you do, that child eventually will do. So at the end of the day, I want to give you guys understanding that a lot of times, right, we don't. A lot of times, I know when I was young in the streets, around my children, I never done it. But I know if a person, was allowing it around their children, I probably would make a mistake or two and then catch myself. Oh, I'm not supposed to be having this out. I'm not supposed to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And you'll catch yourself. But how many homes where the parents never catch themselves? How many, homes where the child has actually made a mistake and shot themselves or done a drug that they had no business doing, and the parent looking like, oh my gosh, this wasn't my intent. And we love you parents, man, that been through these things, because we know it's not your intent. But at the same token, you're not giving your child no explanation of what's going on. It hinders you, and guess what? Puts them in a bad position. First of all, guns should be out of their sight. They should never see it. Guns should be so high, man, damn near to the fact it's in the ceiling some goddamn way, because a child should not be able to get it. But we know gun laws, it should be in a safety area, in a safe box, locked up. So I'm going to say, man, how am I going to get to it quick enough? We're living in Philadelphia. Well, this is the chances and the things you take when you have children. You have to guard them regardless. You know, so you have to follow those rules in order for you to be successful and not go to jail, and things happen to your child look at you crazy because little bro done killed himself or something like this, you know, something negative that had went on. We have to begin to allow them to know. And that child that's watching, that's young, that just have his phone in his hand, I need for you to understand that it's never okay to go to the police, but it is okay to go to what? A neighbor that you have understanding that will be caring for you and helping you. So you don't take that nonsense to the neighbor, though. You take it to another family member, you know? You go to that neighbor when things is harmful coming to you as a child. You're not under the law or the principles of things that, you know, your daddy or your mommy that may be in the streets are under. You know, you have to understand this. You have to understand that family is important to have a connection with. You have an uncle, you have an aunt that may not be into what mommy and daddy is in, that you can always call and talk to. And you know that aunt won't take it to the authorities to get you taken away from the home. They'll take it to the parent, and guess what? Mommy and daddy has to at least be respectful and understand where that person is coming from. So you can't just use anybody, Uncle so-and-so that they might beef with daddy sometime. You know, Aunt so-and-so that might beef with mommy. No. You got to go to someone that can speak to them, that can give them understanding, you know. You have grandparents, people that you know that won't put you and your family in harm's way. Parents, begin to take walks with your child. Your child is paying attention to everything you're doing, whether it's scamming, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's using drugs. Begin to have them walks and talks and give them the understanding that daddy is not doing this for the rest of his life, and that daddy actually don't want to do this. And he advised you not to do it, and just because you saw it, daddy won't have it in the home anymore, but daddy has to make ends meet. Until daddy gets a job, this is what it is. Son, how do you feel about it? Talk to him, sit him down, get some understanding, because that son might give you that motivation to say, you know what, nix the drugs, but I know you got them bills. So it may be like, man, this is my last time grabbing, I'm going on to something else. If not, you got to take and evaluate yourself. If you know your child feel like that, you're still going to go in error like this. You have to. You know, they're talking to you, they're coming to you about their safety and about how you're living. If you don't give them the understanding in the correct way and let them know right from wrong, this is a part of recycling crime in another section, which we call Section C. If you remember, Section A is what? It's for the individuals that do what? That get arrested. And when they get arrested because they can't do their time, they start pointing and lying just on about anybody else in the world except for themselves in order to get out, and the government lets them out in order to continue to do crime over and over again. They give them a pass. Then you have Section B. And how does Section B carry it? Y'all know how Section B carry it. It's for individuals such as myself, right? Who was a felon at a time or another that said, I went in, I done a crime, I recycled it. I went in, I done a crime, I recycled it. Now, no, I want to recycle in a positive way. I want to, you know, build what I once destroyed. And that's the goal of you rebuilding your community, the same one you tore down. Whether you're doing it like I'm doing it right here, whether you're doing it one by one like I do also, or whether you're getting groups of them together and you're talking to them and having them OGs talk to them without putting it online and putting their conversations and things like this out here like I do also. We got to start organizing correctly. If we don't organize correctly, our children will pick up the wrong that we've done and carry it. And that's where we lose at, because now we're creating a community. And how many children grow up in a community or are born every day in our neighborhoods and our community? Same way like in other communities of other individuals or other nationalities. If they don't allow their children to know, hey, listen, you have psychiatric problems already inherited in you, where if you get a B and you're getting straight A's, you go haywire. We need for you to sit down. We need to talk to you that, guess what? A B is good enough for us. A B is great for us. If you get a C, we're honored by it. We just want you to do better. If you get a F or whatever the worst of the worst is in these times, like a number or whatever, then you need to be chastised. Some parents going to chastise by putting their hands on their child, and they shouldn't abuse them, but they might take a belt out or the old-fashioned way and pull them over their lap and give them a beating. You see? Things that the world don't honor no more. They'll get you arrested for. So how do you do it then? Well, you have to simply allow your child to know, you're not my friend. I love you. I'm here. I have a responsibility, an obligation, and you have to grow up in that likeness that I would like for you to grow up in while you're under my roof. When you leave out of here, I would like for you to do the same thing. And guess what? I'm still going to be a father. I'm not going to get that rule up and say, when you live out of here, you can do what you want to do. No, you can't. Because we got to break generational curses. This is why our people are losing now. We're not breaking no generational curses. And guess what? We don't seem to care about one another. And that's where we're losing. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to talk too long. But one watching this video should get an understanding that in the home, you must teach your child to love each and every last parent and every guardian and each and every last person in there. They have a problem, sit them down. Personal things that go on in the home must stay in the home. Unless those personal things is in danger of that child must make sure that they govern and honor their parent. Bottom line, honor and govern your parent, because your parent is, hopefully, if there's a good parent or is doing the right thing. If they're on drugs and they pull your coat, that's a good parent, whether they're on drugs or not. You know, even the one that doesn't, you respect your parents, man. There's no understanding here. I'm not gonna snatch no iron. I got some honorable gloves that I pulled out, man. I want the parents to know. I want the young men to know. The ones who do dishonorable things, the ones who are followers of these big-time drug dealers that they think are solid, that they turn around and they follow when they know their mothers are RN or their father is doing a construction job trying to make ends meet. Listen, I want for you guys to get an understanding that if honor is the action to loyalty, you should be honoring that parent. You should be thankful. You should be following that parent. The drug dealer with the big Benz, he's financing it. Just like mommy is going to eventually do when her credit get good. It's like daddy is going to eventually do when he gets his own business. Because right now he's making out of his meat, painting and trying to make it. He just come home from the can. Y'all can give him a break. I know I've been home from the can and didn't get no break from my kids. You hear me? You hear me? Some children not going to get that understanding that daddy had good intentions. So you got to let them know. You got to speak to them. These gloves is for those of dishonor. And I'm going to always have these. And when I come out to snatch honor, believe me, I'm going to snatch it. And it's not going to be how y'all had it online with the rat thing, because we all got to understand it now. Just from that, we don't got to speak on it no more. If I decide to snatch it, and I feel like the youngest going to get an understanding, and I know that the person honor that I'm snatching will be beneficial for them saying, "Oh, I won't go in that direction," then I'm coming all the way out, man. We're going to make sure we restore the honor in a positive way. We're going to make sure we look the people in their eyes and give them understanding that there will be no recycling crime. We're going to make sure that we clean our communities up to the point where, as though even when the children do make mistakes, we're able to correct them before the police can even get a chance to correct them. KINGEARNER live and direct. I honor and I salute those of honor. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims. Live and direct. And hello and good night to the non-Muslims.